Phase 4 of the bull is parabolic. It goes crazy to the upside. Altcoins explode, Bitcoin explodes, everything goes crazy. Bitcoin captivates a worldwide audience. Everybody's at the edge of their seats. It seems like Bitcoin is climbing every day. However, Bitcoin has been trapped in phase 3 of the bull for more than 200 days. Is Bitcoin going to have a phase 4? We're going to break down the facts. Take a look. Right now, we're at this red arrow, which represents phase 3 prior to phase 4. What I've done on this chart is put a red arrow in every single cycle that we were at that exact part of the cycle. Case in point, 2021, red arrow right here. This was phase 3 right before phase 4. Take a look at what phase 4 did. We went from about 19,000 up to 70. Phase 4 was ridiculously bullish. 2017 was no different. Red arrow right here. Multiple months as resistance at phase 3. Then it exploded into phase 4. Phase 4 went from about 1,300 all the way up to almost 5,000. You can see 2013, red arrow right here. This was phase 3, right before phase 4. Phase 4 went from about $31 all the way up to over $200. Luckily for us, every single phase is clearly defined with the Fibonacci retracement. Take a look, let's dig into the facts, and let's uncover if Bitcoin is going to have a phase 4, or will it be the first cycle in Bitcoin's entire history where we don't have a phase 4. Let's dig into the facts. Hi, I'm Steve. I quit my job over 13 years ago, been traveling the world since, thanks to my trading and investing skills. Join me for sponsorship-free TA with genuine value that actually works. Subscribe. Here we are, Bitcoin US dollar index, and today we're on the monthly chart. On the monthly chart, what we've done is we've come over to here. We've clicked on this arrow and we've clicked on Fibonacci retracement. What we've gone ahead to do was we went from the prior swing high to the swing low, and we've extended it out. And what you can see here is we put on this is our style in terms of we have this check mark here, this one here, this one here, this one here, and these two here. What I want you to do is unclick all the others. Also note one of the key components. We are on a log scale. So you come down here and you click on fibs based on log scale. If you do that, every single cycle happens precisely the same, and it happens in every cycle in repeating patterns, and everybody expects the cycle. They say, this time is different, Steve. Every single time for the past 8 years, that's what I've been hearing. This time is different, and then it happens the exact same. So you can draw this on your chart, right? You can see phase 4 moves from the fib level of this red line up to this fib level of the 1.618. The fib level 1.618 acts as resistance for phase 4, just like 2013, just like it acted as resistance in 2017. And in 2021, it acted as resistance. It acted as exactly the market cycle top at exactly the 1.618. It's not a coincidence. The Fibonacci sequence is used in a lot of aspects of life in your day-to-day activities because these ratios repeat time and time again. It's just a mathematical sequence. So it predicted the absolute top here and all the resistance zones that we referenced earlier. Simply put, Bitcoin has several phases of the bull. By the way, later in the video, I want to give a family update. A lot of you may be moms, maybe dads, or thinking about becoming a mom or a dad. A lot of you may know I have a son and I recently had a daughter. I want to give a little update on this situation. We've gone ahead and marked this red box as the market cycle bottom. The bottom always has resistance at the 0.38 of the fib. Always. It did so in 2013, red box, resistance, 0.38. 2017, 2021, red box, resistance at the 0.38, and this cycle, red box, resistance at the 0.38. What happens after the red box is what's called phase 1 of the bull. It's what we call phase 1 of the bull. Phase 1 is like a Lego block that you build directly on top of the market cycle bottom, or the red box. You take the Lego and you place it right on top. That's what this yellow box is. Phase 1 builds market structure directly on top of the red block. 2017 was no different. Yellow box builds support directly on the red box. 2021 was no different. Yellow box builds structure right on top of the red box. This cycle was no difference. Yellow box built structure directly on top of the red box. Tilt your phone to the side and subscribe. That's where you get to phase 2 of the bull, which is represented with the white box. Phase 2 always rallies hard up to exactly the same level. Take a look. 2013, phase 2. Oh my God, it explodes. It explodes all the way up to exactly the 0.78 of the Fib. This blue line right here. 2017, we enter phase 2 of the bull. Oh my God, pandemonium. Bitcoin's exploding. Exploding to where? Exactly the 0.78. It's not a coincidence. Every cycle is precisely the same. 2021, oh my God, this time is different. In phase 2, we rally all the way up to exactly the 0.78. How about this cycle? Oh my God, we've got ETFs, we got everything. Steve, this time is different. Really? Phase 2 rallied directly up to exactly the 0.78. You can't argue with math. Men lie, women lie, the charts don't lie. Now, this is where it gets interesting. We enter phase 3. Phase 3 represents the prior market cycle top. So you see this red line? This is the top of phase 3. This red line is precisely the top of our previous all-time high. You see this red line? See the previous all-time high? It's the same level. Do you see this red line? Do you see the previous all-time high? It's the same line. You see 2021? Do you see this red line here? It's exactly the prior all-time high, and it's no different right now. This red line here is exactly the prior all-time high. The reason why this red line is so important is that's where we're at right now. So it brings up the question, what's going to happen next? By the way, for the past 250-ish days, we've had the same exact storyline in Bitcoin. We've had the 2-month gravestone doji candle print, and the only thing that can save the day for Bitcoin is the weekly stochastic RSI paired with the 2-week stochastic RSI. Let that move breathe. That could need several more months to play out. In the meantime, there's another thing that we've talked about the past handful of months. What Bitcoin must do. It has to take out the swing high of July, and it's got to get several candles confirming above the $72,000 range, holding as support. If it doesn't, we run the risk of rolling over and going even lower. Those are the facts in the charts. Stay true to the facts in the charts. Stay level-headed. Don't make any emotional decisions. And the rest is history. There are some clues. Let's take a look. In this cycle, we have seen the red box. We have seen phase 1. We have seen phase 2, and we have seen phase 3. What I like about phase 3 is we rallied up. We were very bullish in the beginning of phase 3, and then we started to cool off, and we held market structure at precisely our Lego block from earlier. Our Lego block earlier had the top here, and our Lego block now was placed directly on top. We just locked it in. You know when you click those Legos and the circles line up and it clicks in? That's literally what we just did with this candle back in August 1st. It's a beautiful candle. It literally confirmed our market structure. Not only that, you can see it had a long wick. In other words, when we first got up to 74, the market was on fire, hence these bullish candles here. And then the market cooled off and we started to have some curvature here. By the way, when we went up to 74 and the market was on fire and everyone was screaming 100K, they were saying it was going to happen within days, worst case, 1 week. The whole world was at the edge of their seats watching Bitcoin because everyone was chanting 100K. Bitcoin was literally just below 74. It was the most bullish of the most bullish of the most bullish of the last 2 years, in the middle of the bull run. It was incredibly unpopular to say what we had to say. Since then, Bitcoin has not even touched 74. We haven't gotten even close. It's been horrific since then. Always go against the herd. Always trust the facts and the charts. We've got to give a lot of respect to the hybrid indicator, which predicted the 74 high that we saw over 200 days ago. I remind you, that video was over 200 days ago, and we haven't touched 74, which is why you just subscribed. If you haven't done so already and you're new to our channel, we spit facts. Whether you like to hear them or you don't, we don't sugarcoat it. We tell you like it is, and we help you live a better life with the charts and not follow the herd and minimize your risk and try to maximize your reward and trade less and make better decisions. So you hit the subscribe button. It's that simple. So here's what happened. We reached 74. We had a couple bullish monthly candles, meaning their full bodies, right? We didn't have these huge wicks to the upside. Then we started to see some problems. Surprise, surprise. We told you when we were at 74. Then you can see the market fell, right? These candles started to fall. And we held our beautiful Lego block here. But I love this candle, the one before it, and the one after. Here's why. The one before it, huge wick to the downside. That candle, huge wick to the downside. The one after, big wick to the downside. And you start to see some curvature form. You start to see Bitcoin trying to touch down on that Lego block and hook it in, which it just did. And what you want to see happen next is kind of that landing that we had with this wick, and this wick start to push Bitcoin and has some curvature over the coming months to touch this red line and battle it again and hopefully break it into phase 4, right? A lot of things will have to happen in order to break this, but the main thing is Bitcoin needs to get above 71, 72K with the body confirming, and then we can talk. But again, that's asking a lot, but that's what would have to happen. But in the chart that we're looking at right now, I love this curvature starting to form. It could play out over the next several months, and we could start to see some curvature swing back towards the upside, and we'll see how we battle this red line. But to the question of, is it possible that Bitcoin doesn't have a phase 4 this cycle? Let's look at the facts. In 2013, did we have a phase 4? Yes. 2017, did we have a phase 4? Yes. 2021, did we have a phase 4? Yes. Tilt your phone to the side and subscribe. So could it be possible that we don't have a phase 4 now? If you're going based on just the way that we read the facts, the answer would be no. However, look at this. In 2013, we had a phase 5. In 2017, we had a phase 5. In 2021, we didn't have a phase 5. In other words, 100% of the time, we had a phase 5 prior to 2021. In 2021, we didn't. Why? The 5.3 theory. Every market cycle is getting weaker by precisely 5.3. It's a mathematical phenomenon that we discovered years ago that projected this market cycle high of this bull run to be less than 100K. When we put out that video initially, everyone said, ha, that's funny. We're going to go way beyond 100K. Really? How has that been going? Honestly, how has that been going? Not very good, right? Every market cycle has been getting weaker by precisely 5.3. We had a phase 5 here, phase 5 here that was a lot weaker, and we had no phase 5 here. We only had a phase 4. So would it be out of the question that we don't even have a phase 4 in this cycle? Of course not, because the cycle that we had in 2021 quite literally is getting weaker by precisely 5.3, right? Which is why we didn't have a phase 5. We only had a phase 4. Now, I want to get to a family update. A lot of you were watching when I had my son. My son is 5 years old, and I think it's just remarkable being a parent. But let me share some things that maybe you will do with your kids. So For me personally, I started earning my own money at 7. I was fascinated with money and I never stopped learning about money since age 7. When my son was 5, and this is maybe many, many, many months ago, when he just turned 5, I said to him, hey, I have an idea. You don't need to do it, but it's just an idea. I said, you see this big room over here? If you sweep it, I will give you 100 Thai baht. And 100 Thai baht is the equivalent of like $3. I said, you don't have to do it, but if you want to start earning your money, this is how to do it. And by the way, if you choose it, Dada has to inspect this room and give the thumbs up, right? If you're missing some spots over here, if you're going to do the job, it needs to be done at a high level or you don't earn the money. But you don't even have to do it all together. You can be just a normal kid and go play. He chose to do it. After a little while, I come in, the boy is sweating. He's dripping sweat, but he's focused on the detail of every aspect of the room. And he's starting to earn his money. And throughout this past year, he's been earning more and more, doing various things to earn money. What we've just recently done is we've taken all of that money, converted it into US dollars, and we went to a Bitcoin ATM, and he set up his own crypto wallet, and he's got Bitcoin, and he's staking Ethereum. Keep in mind, he's just 5, right? But again, I started earning my money at 7, so he should be able to beat me. He's got me as a father to set the stage, and he's got a significant head start. I didn't have somebody at 7. That was my idea to start earning money. So it's his idea as well, which I really applaud. So I think it's super cool. So now he's staking Ethereum. He's got Bitcoin. He's working for his money. There's rules and systems in place. He's got to do a really detailed job, which is building work ethics, et cetera, et cetera. What I also think is cool is that when he turned 5, he learned how to read, which based on my research online, I think that's relatively good. And what he's doing now is he's reading at like a 7-year-old level or 8-year-old level, like the books. So I think it's super cool. What's really cool and what I'm really grateful for is I and my wife get to work from home. So we're not commuting to work every day and spending all of these time away and like sending our kids to school, which I don't believe in the school system. I think it's a giant waste of time. We create our own school structure and we hire a teacher to come to our house. And then we have significant family time where we're building our relationships with our kids and building these fundamental principles in life, like work ethic, drive, money, things that school is not teaching. And apparently we're doing a good job because my son is testing far above his age, so we must be doing something right. But regardless of that, we're having a hell of a time as a family. We get to travel around the world. My son has been to, I think it's 22 countries now, which is ridiculous. I didn't get to go to even one other country until I was in my 20s. So it's just the dream life. I feel so grateful. And my son, every night we have a business talk. Every single night. Like some parents will like read books or whatever the case may be, and to each their own. But I've been obsessed with business since I was a kid. So we have business talks. It's not normal, but we love it. And if we watch a video, my son doesn't have a lot of screen time just because we don't live a normal life. But if we do have he has to do certain things throughout the day to earn a video, we'll watch like a business video at night. So again, that's probably not popular with people, but I just want to share. I think it's cool, and it's what brings joy to me. Now to my daughter. My daughter is 8 months old now, and my son learned to walk at 9 months, and we're going to see if my daughter can beat it. She has a couple weeks to see if she can beat his goal, his mark that he had set. So it's just this cool time where my daughter is like on the cusp of learning to walk. She can say mama, she can say dada, and she knows who is who. She can identify, she can wave, she can clap. So as a parent, you get excited like if your kid farts for the first time. You're like, oh my God, my kid must be so smart. They farted. So I'm sure I'm having one of these moments as a parent where I'm just like overly happy for all of these milestones that maybe are completely irrelevant. Maybe, kids are clapping at 2 months. I have no idea. But I think it's cool how much time I get to spend with my kids. I did the math, and the math says I'm spending 5x what a typical parent spends weekly with my kids. And that is what I'm grateful for. I'm just grateful that I believed in myself, that I had this vision of my dream life, and I made it happen. Everybody told me I was crazy when I'm like, you know what? I'm going to be my own boss. I'm going to travel the world, and I'm going to help change lives. And they're like, yeah, that's funny. How long is that going to last? A couple months? And this is year 12. It's somehow still going. It's a dream that I hope I never wake up from. And if it is a dream, it's incredible. If it's not, it's still incredible. But I'm just grateful for the time that I get to spend with my family and the moments that I get to share. My son and my daughter have a ridiculously strong bond. I think my daughter's favorite person in the world is my son, and it's so cool. And I just wanted to share some life updates with you. You might be a parent. You might be thinking about becoming a parent. It's incredible. It's really remarkable. And I just wanted to share a couple tidbits. I don't often share things about my kids, but let me know in the comments down below, what milestones are you grateful for your kids? Tilt your phone to the side and subscribe. So would it be out of the question to think we don't have a phase 4? Of course not. That's definitely in the realm of possibilities. And I've just presented to you clear, cold, hard facts. If you're still one to say, for sure we're going to have a phase 4, that's called hopium. I've just clearly presented facts, and you can go watch my 5.3 theory videos. You can't argue with math. Like 1 + 1 is 2 in every country in the world, no matter what the color of your skin is, no matter what your religion is. Math is math, not up for debate. And math has predicted every single market top for Bitcoin to the T, and is related to the Fibonacci sequence. I mean, you can't argue with math. Men lie, women lie. The charts don't lie. So it's definitely a possibility we do not see a phase 4. Do I wish for a phase 4? Sure, I would love a phase 4. Who wouldn't? But I just want to present the facts that if you're hearing that it's a certainty of anything in crypto, run the other way. Nothing is a certainty. But what we have on our hands is Bitcoin is planning to have some curvature, and we're planning to retest this red line in the coming months, and we'll see what happens. Until then, we will keep covering the facts from different angles and looking for huge clues. Hit that subscribe button. This bull run is our road to 500,000 subscribers, but I need your help. Today, tell one person about our YouTube channel, how we spit facts, go against the herd, take no paid sponsorships of any kind. Road to 500,000, let's go.